Well, shit. Looks like the unthinkable has happened. Hey guys, it's your host, it's Ethan here. And this isn't really a radio news, or whatever the hell we're still calling that show episode, but it is a topic that I felt needed its own little episode. So today we are covering a news, and we'll get right into that here shortly. I also want to take a chance to just say, hey, the Thunderbolts episode will be out soon. It is coming, so don't worry about that. It's pretty simple. It's just more of a recording schedules and stuff like that. But outside of that, we're getting into the news here. It's a bit of a kind of a shitty day for Xbox fans, but looks to here that the long rumored Gears of War remastered is in fact correct. It is coming. It is called Gears of War Reloaded. Now it is a remaster of the original Gears of War game that launched in 2005. Now, where this one differs from Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which launched in 2015 as a 10-year anniversary of the Gears of War franchise on the Xbox One, this one is a full-on remake, whereas the other one was just a HD new graphic overhaul laid over top of the original game itself, with the PC levels accessed and put into there free of charge. Now, what this one is a remake from the ground up. It's a little confusing, but it's a little bit more. They actually reworked the gameplay to match that of the more recent Gears of War outings, so it doesn't feel as heavy and as clunky as Gears of War 1 was in 2005 for the Xbox 360, and it's ultimately the Ultimate Edition was much of the same thing, just with a couple of fixes to the Nashers and what have you. Now, this isn't the big problem. The big problem is that this is in fact coming to the PlayStation 5. Yeah, that's right. It is coming to the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna read an article blurb here from Games Radar, but it says, after seemingly endless period of rumors and speculation, Xbox has unveiled Gears of War Reloaded. This is a full $40 remaster of the original Gears of War, set to launch on August 26 across Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, PC, including Game Pass, and it's coming to PlayStation 5 as well. I'm gonna sneeze. Woo! Not editing that out. Gears of War Reloaded will be priced at $40, but as a token of our gratitude to longtime fans, you'll get it for free if you've purchased a digital version of previously remastered Ultimate Edition on Xbox or PC. If you bought Ultimate Edition before today, May 5th, you'll get a code for Reloaded via direct message on Xbox. Reloaded promises 4K 60 FPS gameplay in campaign or 120 FPS in multiplayer, alongside a host of other tech features, including audio options like 7.14 Dolby Atmosphere and 3D spatial audio, video options like HDR and Dolby Vision, and VRR support. Yeah. It also says that this remaster will, of course, include the bonus campaign act first included with the PC version of the game, as well as the immediate access to all post-launch download content at no additional cost. So, let's just say it's pretty much the exact same thing as Gears of War Ultimate Edition, just instead of just doing a graphic overhaul, they decided they were going to remake the game from the ground up in terms of gameplay as well. Personally, after an additional 10 years, this being the 20-year anniversary for Gears of War as a whole franchise, I don't think this game was warranted. I don't think this was really necessary. I really think that this was kind of a dumbass decision and a waste of resources and time, in my opinion. Now, my biggest problem with this is definitely the fact that, hey, look, here's an Xbox flagship game that should be something to, help out the brand and everything like that. And of course, Xbox is going to go chug along and do the exact same shit they've been doing, and that's porting everything on the PlayStation and the Sony brand of consoles. Now, I'm not against, these cross-play things, but I think my biggest problem with this is that it's been very one-sided. Now, the rumor around the block here has been that the next Xbox console will have an infrastructure that allows it to use Steam as well. So you'll be able to load up Steam libraries and subsequently have access to Steam games, including PlayStation 4 and 5 exclusive titles such as Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, and the Uncharted collection, Nathan Drake collection, and Uncharted 4, and Lost Legacy, and a few other PlayStation exclusive gems that have kind of stuck onto the PlayStation, but as of recent have been making their way onto the PC. Here's the biggest problem with this is that if that is in fact true, right, which it's great for the Xbox ecosystem if that in fact is going to be the case moving forward for Xbox for the next console that they make, which is, it sounds crazy, as shitty as this generation for the Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 have been. There's no denying that, we're coming up to that 2-year period mark point where, within 2 to 3 years, you're going to see another Xbox console and a new PlayStation home console. Let's face it, this generation sucked dick for both parties, man. There have been like nothing, and anytime there are great games on both sides of the fence, all right, but it feels very one-sided for the Xbox Series X and Series S because everything that is good ends up moving its way on over to the PlayStation, and yet PlayStation has done absolutely nothing. I got here a composed list that we got. We did a little research ahead of time when the news broke out of this, where, the Xbox was getting, was going to be losing the Gears of War IP. And essentially, I believe this is on a road to pretty much being like, okay, and now the Gears of War E-Day is on PlayStation 5. And so is, another collection of sorts where we're going to have, Gears of War 2, 3, maybe even Judgment and Gears of War 4 and 5 make their way over onto the PlayStation at some point. Yeah, more money for Microsoft, great, but at the same time, when the fuck are we going to get anything here on the Xbox? Now, I play on all consoles. I don't have a PlayStation 5 as of now. I probably will not get one until the PlayStation 6 because it'll be dirt cheap, and then I've already got a collection of physical titles that I already want. I have a copy of Astro Bot. I'm looking forward to playing that. Spider-Man 2. I've already played Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PS4. Great titles. I played God of War and did not enjoy it. I know everybody likes God of Boy, but it's not for me. I enjoy the older God of War titles. But when I look at the collection of what it is that I, have, I've only got 2 games, and I think about all the other titles that are for the PlayStation 5, and there are a few, right? But in general, I'm down to like 4 or 5. 4 or 5. Normally, when a new console comes out, and I'm mostly for the Xbox, and I jump over to the PlayStation when the generation's over, and I buy up all the games at dirt prices. I have like a bundle, and as a collector, I've got like 25 plus games at most when I do that. When I jump onto an old console to play these games, within the next 2 years, I have genuinely struggled to find any PlayStation 5 games that I want to play. And that's not recency bias or nothing like that. Even if it's games that I'm not into, I'll give shit a try. I play everything. So it's very disheartening that the PlayStation doesn't really have much to offer in PlayStation 5, yet here they are getting all of the Xbox titles. We've composed a list. I know I went a little bit off tangent there, but here's a list of all the games, practically all the games, and I'm sure I'm missing some. But we're going to go ahead and say, here we go. We got Forza Motorsport, the remake, reboot, whatever the hell that was. Psychonauts 2, Sea of Thieves, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Starfield, soon to be Gears of War Reloaded, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, and oh yeah, Starfield, and a bunch of other Bethesda IPs that are technically under the Xbox brand since 2022, which would include Oblivion Remake and the soon-to-be-released Doom the Dark Ages. These could have all been under the Xbox brand, but it doesn't end there, folks. Because, need I remind you that Activision is now under the Xbox umbrella. They could have easily put timed exclusives and timed portions for a lot of Activision's games, including the big behemoth that we all know I'm going to say, Call of Duty. But instead, we choose to play nice with that PlayStation. And what do we get for all of that? Oh, we get Kiana, Bridge of Spirits. You'll be forgiven if you don't know what the fuck that is, because neither did PlayStation, because PlayStation's mentality is very much this. If it doesn't do well for them as a brand, they don't care who you are, what your developer team is. If you're a good, well-done team who've done good things prior and you did a shit game, guess what? Fuck you, you're on to a new task. You're on to a new team. They've done this time and time again. Ask why half of the PlayStation Vita crews and different teams don't fucking exist anymore. It's because they're off helping other studios as supposed secondaries. And if those games fail, well, guess what? You failed one too many, you're out of here. And that's how the industry works for PlayStation. Kiana, Bridge of the Spirits, it's Kena, Kena, what the fuck, I don't know. Don't know anything about this game, not particularly on my radar, but this is the only PlayStation 5 exclusive that has ever made it onto the Xbox platform. So, after naming that big fucking list of Xbox games, and soon to be Gears of War Reloaded, and subsequently Gears of War 2, 3, Judgment 4, and 5, and maybe even Gears of War Tactics while we're at it, it begs the question, what the fuck's the point of being an Xbox gamer? And especially moving forward, yes, we're going to have Steam at some point. I believe that is definitely going to be the case in the direction they're going with. If it's not the case, then Jesus Christ, I have no idea what the point is anymore of buying the Xbox brand. And that hurts to say that, given that I prefer the Xbox brand. I prefer talking with friends on Xbox. I prefer the Xbox ecosystem. I prefer playing games on Xbox. I think Game Pass is a wonderful addition, and I think everything about Xbox is great, except for the fact that, hey, here we are, not really fucking cluing in that we should be having exclusives. Exclusives sell consoles. I know it's not where they want to go, and they want to, have this multi-platform outlook, but it's not working, and it's to the point where even Xbox diehards, as to myself, are questioning what the fuck is the direction and where the fuck are we going? Because let's face it. And here's the thing. I'm being generous with the Steam thing because that's all rumored. Does that sound wonderful? Great. But why the fuck would Steam want to play nice with Xbox? Let's face it. What do they give a shit? Oh, it's another set of people playing and buying their games? Maybe. Maybe they want that extra percentage. Who knows? But I can tell you this right now. If that happens, say that happened tomorrow. Let's play a hypothetical, you and I. All right, you got your jimmies? You got your drink? Here, let me drink some of my drink, okay? You comfortable, buddy? Sit down. Look at you. Look at you cross-legged. You're so cute. Look at you. Tie your shoe. Don't make me say it again. Anyways, point here is, let's say hypothetically that Steam does make it onto the next Xbox console. That's part of the thing. You can access your Steam library if you already have one, or future content, therefore making games. They can pick and choose what games do and don't work, by the way. I don't believe for half a second they're all going to work, because keyboard support needs to be a thing, especially for games that are just not compatible. Okay, you can plug in a keyboard and mouse on Xbox. It's pretty universal and versatile with that. With this console, it would make pretty good sense that the next Xbox console, which is, by the way, 2 to 3 years, I hate to keep putting that point out there, but say it has all the sports bells and whistles and it works with Steam. That's great, right? Guess what's going to happen? When you want to log in to those PlayStation games, there's a chance they're not going to fucking work. So if you want to play Spider-Man 2, if you want to play God of War or God of War Ragnarok or the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, yeah, guess what? Those might not work. Returnal might not work. Those games I just suggested, they might not work. let's say they do work, right? Let's say in a good little hypothetical, all is great, and you get a little pat on the head there, Timmy, with your tied shoe that I asked you to tie just a couple seconds ago. Okay, do you think for half a second PlayStation moving forward is gonna like that? If Steam is now on the Xbox, that therefore every time we release a game on this, they have a chance to be making Xbox players playing our exclusive titles. They're not gonna like that very much. In fact, they're not gonna bode well with that. So one of two things is gonna happen. Either if you're playing this on any other platform that isn't a Steam computer or a computer that has access to Steam, they're going to make it life very fucking difficult if you want to access these games. That's what I think they're probably going to do. But the second thing they're probably going to do, if they're so spiteful and they don't give a shit, is simply fucking stop putting games onto Steam. You see the dilemma here? We're still not going to get anything from Sony. But hey, just keep giving them games. I think what Xbox needs to do is, okay, listen, we understand that we want to make money off of these titles, and they do make money, but we gotta start playing your game. If they can't lock and key get Steam, I think that they need to do is start playing devil's advocate here and be like, all right, it's time to fucking lock these things up. Hey, you want this? You have to buy an Xbox. You want to play the new Call of Duty? You gotta buy an Xbox. You want to play the new Doom? You gotta go buy an Xbox. You want access to Halo, Indiana Jones, Gears of War, any sort of new remake moving forward, like Oblivion or a Fallout or anything of that matter. Yeah, you've got to buy an Xbox. Quit doing this year to 5 month exclusive shit. Don't do that. Don't play nice because it's not working. Because all we have to show for it is Kena Bridge of Spirits. Great fucking work, Xbox. Keep it up. As for Gears of War, Gears of War is a testing ground to see how this will go over well. I think it'll sell at $40, and especially when we just announced that games are about to be $80. Physical games are about to be $90. Yeah, $40 is pretty fucking good. That's sounding pretty fucking good and enticing. So not only are the PlayStation gamers going to be able to get this game for $40, but they're also getting an Xbox legacy title as big as Gears of War. You know? As much as fun as Spider-Man was and is a good little jaunt through the game, it's a one and done. I absolutely adore Uncharted. Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, and I fucking love the story in Uncharted 4. I think it is phenomenal. It's a one of those masterpiece titles, but it's a one and done. I beat it, I'm done, and I have no desire to play it, and I might not return to it for another 10 plus years when I, want to do another playthrough of Uncharted. That's the unfortunate truth when it comes to PlayStation titles in general. They are very much one and done when it comes to their exclusive titles. They're fun. I'm not bashing these games and saying they're terrible. I don't want games to do bad. I play everything and I enjoy everything. But my problem is that when it comes to Xbox, you beat these games, then you have a bunch to do afterwards. The post-game for Gears of War is nuts, especially if the multiplayer is in fact going to be there. I've heard conflicting reports. The one article that I brought up here by Games Radar seems to insist that there is going to be a multiplayer and it's going to be at like 120 frames per second. That's insane, especially given how chaotic Gears of War's online atmosphere can get. But what I'm trying to say is games on Xbox are universal, and there are tons of games where once you're done, there's so much shit to do after the fact. You get bang for your buck. And at $40, fuck, that's probably the best deal these fucking PlayStation junkies have ever gotten in their life. Wild that's going to be $40. As for Gears of War as a franchise, I stopped playing after 4. Me and my friend group, in terms of like competitive portion of this game, it was very toxic. We were kind of aggressive assholes. I've grown since then. That was almost 10 years ago now. So it is what it is. I haven't. I've played a bit of 5 on a dummy account, and I just have no desire to go back to it. It's on my list of things I gotta be. The God of War, the Godfather, the game is what I'm playing on the Xbox original. I'm about finished with that. So once I'm finished with that, I might probably go back to Gears of War 5 on a dummy account and just run through the campaign. I know the campaign's ending a little bit. I've been spoiled by that a couple times here and there over the years. But outside of that, I haven't really been playing Gears of War all that much. So maybe the Xbox brand, I don't know if I'm the only one. Maybe this is a good thing. I don't know. But I think my main gripe is the fact that we're doing a lot for the Sony brand. And they all seem very hungry to want to play these games because Forza did fantastic. Psychonauts 2 did fantastic. Sea of Thieves, Starfield, and Grounded did fucking phenomenal. Claire Obscura Expedition 33 is doing so freaking well that they are considering putting that game up for a contender for Game of the Year this year. Well done to the team. This would have been a whole lot of a system seller if the motherfucking game was on Xbox as an exclusive. Could you imagine that? Everybody's like, oh my god, that's insane. Let's go play it on Xbox. But no, it's available for everything. And then add to this, in one of our older episodes, we covered the fact that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is selling like gangbusters on PlayStation. So who knows? Maybe this is the right direction for Xbox. But at the same time, I'd like to see some sort of return investment and return in good faith. Because they haven't really given us anything. Except a game nobody fucking knows about. You know? Kiana Bridge of Spirits, I will say her name! I might be saying the name completely fucking wrong, but let me know in the comments down below what y'all think about Gears of War Reloaded and what Gears of War coming to the PlayStation means to you. Am I an insane person? Am I just bitching about console war bullshit? Let me know. Let me know what you think. I personally, I'm annoyed because it's one-sided. We haven't gotten anything, and if the rumors are correct, which it's been pretty fucking correct moving forward with Xbox. They don't seem to have any sort of shush to their mantle. But if the next Xbox console is in fact integrated with Steam, do you think for half a second PlayStation is going to keep porting their games to PC? I don't think so. I think they're going to get a little bit bitchy, and they're going to either make life difficult or they're going to flat out stop doing it. On the plus side, too, before I end out the show, and I know I've been bitching, here's like me kind of as if I'm kind of cutting down my own theory here, but like I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate here. Technically speaking, if games are as expensive as everybody's saying, and it costs money, is cost effective, and they need money for their games, and they need to be doing that, if Steam is actually selling PlayStation games, which they've proven that for Spider-Man 2, especially, it sold a lot better on the PC for them, and having that additional audience made things a little bit easier for them in terms of making sales. So if they want to continue to make money, they kind of have themselves in a bit of a corner here. Whereas if they want to flat out, be spiteful and say, fuck you, Steam, we're not going to keep putting our PlayStation games on to the Steam because you're in cahoots with Xbox, Microsoft, or we hate, we're shaking a fist and all that shit. If they do that, then they're cutting into their sales revenue by a large margin. So this might have to be a pill they have to swallow where, maybe Xbox really did pull the gotcha bitch, who knows? We'll see what happens and what the future holds. I know for a fact that this is going to sell pretty fucking good because, again, $40. That's a fucking steal. Me personally, I don't think I'll be playing it. I will, in fact, get a free copy because, believe it or not, I did get a digital code for this game for Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And that's how I bought the game. I never got a physical first, and then I got a physical later as a collectible thing. So I know I've had a digital. I don't know if digital codes that came with Xboxes really count. I know that that's how I got mine. So a friend gave me his. So, and I know I bought it digitally somewhere, maybe on a dummy account or something. I don't know. I just know that I bought it digitally, or I redeemed a code digitally. Either way, I will be getting a free copy of Gears of War Reloaded sent to me. Not too sure if I'm going to play it. It will probably depend on the achievements for me personally. I don't think I want to keep fucking doing that every 10 years where I have to go online and try and get this seriously 1.0 achievement. Shit's AIDS. Hopefully the rumors of that the multiplayer is not in fact there, it's just the campaign. I hope that's what's actually, like, fingers crossed that's what's real. That means the achievements will be fucking easy. Beat the game on insane, whatever, go do it with a friend. Okay, cool. Collect all the dog tags, the cog tags, if you will. Reload, hit the automatic reload, and a couple kill achievements and shit like that. I don't think people give a shit about this, but we're 25 minutes in. I think people you either clicked off or you're just listening to me ramble. Either way, sorry to drag out a topic that goes into like a 30-minute thing, but I'm passionate about this shit. I love this stuff. And no, I'm not just a, camel jockey dick rider for Microsoft and Xbox. I do love both brands, but I would like the two to get along if this is the direction we're going in. We can't keep giving out a hand and getting fucking swat in the hand every single fucking time. Yes, I did hit my hand. And not see a return investment in this. It's like me coming to your house and I give you 20 fucking bucks every day and you fucking spit in my face like a goddamn llama, At some point, when do I stop giving you 20 bucks for fucking nothing? What, for you to spit in my face? That's fucking dumb. As for Nintendo in this whole situation, Nintendo's going to keep doing what Nintendo does. Nintendo will always have exclusives because they've got, let's face it, the better exclusives. In terms of name and brand recognition, oh my god, they're light years ahead. Always will be. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys. If you liked what you heard, I appreciate you. Go ahead and like the video if you can. Share it. Comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like these standalone episodes? Do you prefer radio news where I cover multiple stories? There was kind of like a limited amount of stories I wanted to make of the episode, but this one enough, which is kind of annoying. It pissed me off. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you want more episodes like this where I stand alone and I just kind of rant about one singular topic, or the news radio. Sometimes for us, the reason we do news radio in the first place is the fact that there's a ton of different news, but some of it's just not worth, rambling about for 30 minutes. So we decided to make a column, a collection, if you will. Anyways, thanks a bunch. I'm sorry to keep repeating myself and we're dragging this on, but thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.